and thank you for joining me today. If you'd like to have a blanket handy and a yoga block, you can do so, but you don't have to. We're going to work through 10 poses that I've chosen. I think it's a great foundation for yoga, and we'll just focus a little bit on cues of posture and understanding the poses a little bit better, working into the body a bit deeper. So coming to sit cross-legged, we often start the class like this. We're using the blanket to just tuck it in under the sitting bones so that the hips tilt forward and open up. Feel the knees opening up slightly. Spine is long, so we're not slouching and curled down. Finding length in the spine and the neck, the chin slightly tucked back. And you'll find yourself in a great position of clarity to get in touch with your breath. So looking again from a different angle, if you want to reset your sitting position, using a towel or a blanket, tucking it under the sitting bones, hips drop forward, knees drop open, long spine, relaxed face, closing the eyes if you're comfortable here. Now we're going to move through the 10 postures that I've chosen for today. Starting with child's pose. And there are very many variations to poses different teachers like. So firstly, taking the knees wide apart, toes together, sitting the hips far back. Extend the hands, the arms out long in front of us. Spread the fingers and press down through those palms. You walk your arms back so that the shoulder blades work back down your body. Feel your lower back drop between the thighs, opening up. Some people refer to it as extended child with the knees apart, so you can take the knees together. Rest the chest back on the thighs for child's pose here. Often you can be prompted to come into this as a resting pose. And you can even take the hands long and back besides the feet for fetus pose here. Coming up and out, bring ourselves down to the mat for the second posture today is Cobra. So the feet go as far apart as you need to protect your lower back or closer together. We should feel no pain. We want to engage the glutes, engage the legs all the way down to the feet. Hands under the shoulders, keeping the neck long with the spine. Inhale and squeeze yourself up using the arm strength, pushing through the hands, rising into your cobra. Exhale, you releasing it down. Once more, inhaling, rising up. Maybe you find a little bit more height. Just checking that the ears aren't squeezed up to the shoulders, relaxing them down. Engage your arms, but don't lock them out. Keep that bend in the elbows and avoid swinging the neck back completely. We're keeping the spine long. Gaze is forward. That should be a really comfortable cobra for you. And releasing down. We're going to tuck the toes, working our body back for downward facing dog, the third pose today. So extending far with the back, the hips, pushing through the hands, rising up firstly, the hips go high. And instead of concentrating right away on getting your heels down, find the length in your back, keep the knees bent a lot. And then from there you can work into the body, work into the hamstrings, and find length in the arms and the spine, even pedaling one foot out at a time. Just finding a comfortable downward facing dog for yourself. And inhale, gazing forward. Let's slowly come to stand at the front of the mat. You can roll up slowly through the back. Working into the fourth pose, which is mountain pose. Standing mountain. So even here we want to activate the muscles standing. So you don't want to be slouching forward or overextending our hips back. Find a neutral spine, engage the core, engage your thigh muscles in the legs. All the way down to the toes are activated, pressing into the mat. Open the arms, the palms, and here you have your strong mountain pose. So it's not a passive pose, there's lots of muscles working here. Now coming into our tree pose, fifth pose. Again, we want to engage those toes, press them into the mat. And we can bend our right leg first, opening it up from the hips. And we want to keep our left hip from sinking. So placing the right toes either down on the mat, in the calf, or in the thigh of the left leg, even in front, anywhere except over the knee joint. So find the posture you want without sinking into that left leg again. So hips are facing forward. Inhale and take the hands up to the sky. And there are variations for your hands. They can be together, apart. Finding balance and clarity. If you'd like to test your balance a bit more, you can try and close your eyes here. And exhale, release the arms. Going onto the other leg. So sitting down on the right foot, open the left leg from the hip. Place the foot in the same position you did on the previous side, so there's 4 options. I'll take the toes to the mat once more, keeping the hips nice and neutral, we're not sinking. Inhale, take the hands up, and as they travel up, you're finding the length in your spine, you're lifting the body up and out of the hips. If you'd like to test your balance again, try closing the eyes. Feel yourself swaying like a tree. Exhale and release the hands. Sixth pose, coming to stand on the mat. Inhale, take the hands high. And then we're going to take the hips far back and sit down for chair pose. So we're really taking the hips low, like we have a chair behind us. Knees are behind the toes, so we can see the toes if we're gazing down. Connect with your core. You're really sitting back into the heels so that the toes can lift off the mat. Working into your thigh strength. Inhaling, rising up, letting it go. The seventh pose is triangle. So taking the front foot or right foot at the front of the mat, toes face forward, the back foot is at 90 degrees. The hips are facing forward. Inhale, the arms long beside us. Exhale, pulling the torso towards the front. Open up the chest. Hand can rest on your leg, but not a lot of weight. So what we want to avoid in triangle is dropping the chest forward and rounding the back. Instead, we want to keep the chest open. Keep the back in a long line. Inhale and squeeze your core. Brings you back to center. Changing sides. So activate the thigh muscles all the way into the core strong. Arms out. Pull yourself forward and open the chest. Triangle on the other side. So the hand is resting slightly on the leg, but not a lot of weight. Core is being used to pull yourself back to center. If you want to try with the block here, or you're not sure, you've been to a class that they use the block, it would be there as a bit of support to help you open up, not go too low. Again, not putting all your weight into the block, just your fingertips lightly on, so that you're really using your core muscles. Onto the other side, try it again. So squeezing through the thighs, take yourself over to one side, open the chest. Triangle. The hand is resting slightly, but the weight is really being held up by that core. Inhale, take yourself back to center. Exhale and release. Triangle. Coming down to the mat, you can cross the feet, thread them through to come to a seated position. One of the really good core postures is boat. So we want to squeeze in our core, feel it activated, tilt yourself backwards, keeping a long spine. We want to take the feet off the mat for boat. You can keep the hands down on the mat, depending on how far you want to work into the core. Otherwise, raise the hands and try and get the feet in line with your eyes. Squeeze and hold your boat. If you feel yourself collapsing, rather release the boat out. Find the length in your spine once more. Open that chest. Realign, reset, take yourself up to boat once more. You can squeeze those knees together, holding your strong boat, and releasing it down. Taking the legs long on the mat for a really great posture, forward fold, number 8. So you can keep that bend in your knees. We want length in the spine once more, in the arms. Taking the chest forward onto the thighs. Already here you should feel the hamstrings stretch. Often people think they need to strain the hamstrings and just curl and drop over. You don't. Work into the hamstrings slowly. Keep a long back, a long neck. It's more important about how it feels and not how it looks in the posture. And then of course, if your hamstrings are feeling good, you can drop forward, trying to lengthen through the back. Release your neck if you like to, and breathe. It's a great posture you should practice every day. Forward fold. Inhale, rising back up. Coming onto the back. Number 9 is reclined butterfly or reclined cobbler. It's a great hip opener. Because you should always do Shavasana after class, you want to open the hips as a prep pose and then release the legs long. And now you're ready for your Shavasana. Staying as long as you have time for. You can stay for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, relaxing into your Shavasana. Not allowing yourself to drift off to sleep, but just relaxation. And if you need to, rising up with the right knee or rolling onto the right side. Inhaling the hands to center, exhaling Namaste. I hope you enjoyed those 10 postures, making you feel a little bit more comfortable with them.